guys, I'm Marisa Rothman at Marisa Rothman.
Danielle at Danielle TBD.
And this is our podcast, We Have Thoughts. And we are here today to talk about the new fall pilots for the 2013-2014 season. Because we've been watching a lot of TV lately. There are, in case you missed the memo, a lot of shows aren't coming back, which means there are a lot of shows coming our way next year, and it's going to be an interesting batch of episodes. So we're going to just highlight a couple of the ones that we've watched so far, one from each network, and we'll start off with ABC, which we're doing Super Fun Night, which I know you think considerably higher about than I do, because for me...
I think, honestly, I feel like I don't hate it as much as most of the people on Twitter hate it. So,
Yeah, it's a weird thing because with Twitter, it kind of allows, there's a weird pressure, and I know this is like the weirdest thing to complain or kvetch or whatever about, which is like if you don't watch the pilots the instant you have them, A, you run the risk of being spoiled, or B, you run the risk of having people's opinions just blasted at you whether you are necessarily looking for them or not. And so, with Super Fun Night, I saw that trailer and I was like, oh, that's a little cringeworthy. And then it took me a couple days to get to it because, it's Inside Baseball, but it's online only, so it's like, for me, priority is to things that are actually hard copies, whatever. And I have a weird order of watching screeners in order to not make it a miserable experience for me.
Uh-oh.
So I ended up watching that relatively soon.
okay.
Man, I feel like Twitter and the people of the interwebs completely undersold how painful the show is.
See,
I was cringing from minute one and didn't stop. There's a moment or two that I really should have enjoyed and should have loved, and I was just like, this is painful. This is actually painful for me to watch. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so just not comfortable watching this show.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I do think a lot of what was cringe-worthy for us as audience was supposed to be. I do think that a lot of the humor comes from that awkward, cringy, and we've seen Rebel Wilson do it before in other things to a lesser extent. And I think because a lot of the humor is derived from that kind of humor, if you don't like that kind of humor, absolutely you're not going to like this show. And I don't mind that kind of humor. And yes, there were some moments where maybe I should have laughed, but I cringed instead. But I did laugh at other moments, and I did see a lot of potential. And I've always said that a lot of the comedies that I end up really liking, I don't love the pilots. I didn't love this pilot, but I didn't hate this pilot. I saw a lot of potential. I really liked the cast. I do feel like as the pilot starts, the characters are broader than I would like them to be. They're more sitcom-y, stereotypical types versus maybe people. But I feel like that can get developed over time. I feel like we started to see inklings of the development already. And I will say this, and this is, you said inside baseball, this is completely inside baseball if you know me. The three girls reminded me a lot of the three girls in Spring Breakdown, which no one saw. It was supposed to come out, and then it went straight to DVD, and it's Amy Poehler, Parker Posey, and Rachel Dratch as these socially awkward girls from college that now they're in their 30s, they're professional women, are still those people. And it reminded me a lot of that kind of friendship where you're so comfortable with each other, you don't necessarily grow together, you just kind of use each other as your excuses for why not to take chances and why not to step outside your comfort zone. But the minute they do, that it sets up all of these fun things to explore. So I think what I liked about Super Fun Night is more what it could be and what I hope that it will become. As it stands as a pilot, I didn't love it, I didn't hate it,
Yeah, I mean, and it's weird because I've really liked Rebel Wilson. I loved her Pitch Perfect. I mean, I think she's done great stuff. I just from minute one when we're introduced to the character, she is so unbelievably dense in the sense, she's talking to someone, and the conversation, without spoiling, because this isn't official review, preview, whatever, it's just, you look at, I was looking at her thinking, how are you a human that exists? And is just so, but in this job, and it's so clueless.
It's
for
the
me,
broad
it's just
sitcom-y stereotype.
And to me, it was I will watch it a couple more episodes probably, assuming A, it doesn't tank, and B, it doesn't make me just throw my TV out the window by episode 2.
Sure.
Because I would say a couple of my favorite shows in terms of comedies now, I, like, especially one in particular, I hated the pilots.
Right.
I hated the pilots. So I will hope that for some reason something just did not click right here. But yeah, that so far, because I have not finished every single pilot, that's my least favorite pilot on everything so far.
I also think that might stem from the fact that people had such high hopes for it. And not necessarily you, but I feel like a lot of the critics, like, I know I wanted a lot from it because I knew what the script was when it was at CBS. I knew what the script was now. I know who Rebel is and what she can do, and I wanted a slightly different voice than they were giving me because I feel like they did fit it into a mold in a way that maybe they shouldn't have, and maybe they'll be able to break out of with episodes 2, 3, 4, etc. Well, we'll see. I mean, look, some of the shows change so much from pilot to episode 2 versus this Snap Judgment pilot to the actual one that will air. So we'll see.